If perchance you have a hard time hearing me, don't feel bad, I have a hard time hearing myself. So good morning.
Good morning.
Interestingly enough, for today's lecture, I had basically 2.5 weeks to give it consideration, which is a much longer time than I usually have to prepare for a lecture. Well, during that time, I also had many experiences that came in and began to help me to shift and change in my perspective of where we are right now. To visit another country and enter into cities where millions dwell together and experience their prevailing consciousness causes you to realize where a lot of people are, awareness-wise. I don't say this to flatter you, I simply say this as a part of reality. You are unique. You have an awakening awareness with regard to yourself, your relationship to life, with relationship to others, that far exceeds what would be called the norm. So, having brought that to your attention, then I looked at the Bible. And the Bible, of course, taking into account the New Testament, goes back about 2,000 years and gives renditions of things that occurred that have promoted the development of attending awareness now, largely with a religious persuasion. But still, some of the stories there are so profound and have such a power that you can then bring into your life now and begin to see, oh, if I can just get beyond this veil of illusion, I can begin to experience the reality of life that is awaiting recognition. So the story I want to bring to your attention today has to do with two apostles, Peter and John. This was right after the day of Pentecost. And the day of Pentecost, of course, was the powerful beginning of what you might call Christianity. Because what happened then was those who were in attendance were visited by the Spirit of God. And the Spirit of God entered into them to where they all began to express in unknown tongues to themselves, but that to others who were around them, they said, "What is this? These guys are Galileans. These guys are locals, and they're talking to me in my own tongue, and I come from thousands of miles away. What's going on here?" Anyhow, that was one of the phenomena that got everybody's attention. So then from there, make a jump and go to where Peter and John were going to go into a temple called Beautiful. And there before the temple was a beggar. You don't have to go far to see beggars. This guy probably had been there for years. Everybody knew him. He was a cripple. And they walked up to him and he spoke to them. He addressed them. So they looked down at him. And Peter said, "Silver and gold have I none, but what I have I give unto you." Nothing phenomenal, at least to the eye. But the next thing that happened was Peter reached down and took his hand and lifted him up. And as he did, the legs that had been crippled for who knows how many years began to flesh up. Flesh began to appear on the bones, and the man himself came alive. He began rejoicing. He began praising because of what he was experiencing happening in his life. Now, of course, to the human mind, you say, okay. But then, look in your own life. How long have you assumed the developments that have shackled you down, that have crippled you, that caused you to feel in yourself, this is my infirmity, it is my natural heritage. So what do I do with that? I go through life begging for substance, knowing that as soon as I get it, I'll need to be replenished again and again and again. But look at this, because this cripple is the same as you and me. It is the same as everyone, because we are all spiritual beings clothed in bodies of earth who have taken on an attitude of less than, and we are in the process of awakening to our true nature so that we can begin to live this first person, present tense. This is not just a story to excite you for the moment. This is something to seed you with an awakening desire, so that you will in yourself begin to live your life with looking within, looking without, that which you know is there, that is going to stir you. It is going to stimulate you. It is going to cause you to come to a place of stepping away from who you believed yourself to be into who you are becoming. See, when I first got this, it was taken from this particular instance that's recorded in the book of Acts. And it was done in such a way that I was caused to see we're really talking about hypnotism here. We're hypnotized into believing we're less than. We accept our present state as something that cannot be helped. And so we go begging for help. We blame our heredity, our prenatal influence, our environment, an accident, a disease, whatever it is. We bring it to that place of saying, I can't help it. It's just the way I am. But then, what happened to this guy? What happened to this beggar? You say it was all Peter, it was all John? No. You see, that's the point that I want to bring to your attention. He accepted it. In the moment, he accepted it as his current reality. And because he accepted it, it became the out-picturing manifestation of his inner realization. Now, what we do, we hear the good news, we say, let me think about that. We take it to the mind. And the mind does a number on it. And that's because the mind cannot control now. It requires of us to get out of our mind and open ourselves to living here now. Right here, right now, this very instant. And when we do that, we begin to open up to the existing reality that is ever awaiting us. So, consider now. Fear not. It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. Mind blower? Yes, absolutely. Completely blows the mind. The kingdom of heaven? Here, now? Yes, absolutely. Fear not. Take that and remove it from your attending awareness, and you no longer are in fear, but rather you are in a state of receptivity, of accepting the kingdom of heaven within you. So my message today is one of encouragement. It is one to stir you and perhaps cause you to go through hell. Because once you go through hell, then you're going to find what a figment of imagination it's always been for you. And then you're going to find what has always been awaiting your recognition. The kingdom of heaven within you. So that when, and it's happening, you see, when that time comes, and it is happening right now, when the light of the God within reveals itself to us, it's going to stir you. It's going to stimulate you to have within yourself the receptivity to let go, to stop trying to make things happen, to stop begging to get by, so that when it comes, you will be there, receptive, open, and available. For this is the good message that life is waiting for you to hear. Finally, be still and know that I am God. So as was said in the beginning of this service, I believe in the powerful presence of the living God within me. Let that grow and grow and grow. Thank you for your attention.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.